Today we're talking grammar for the early elementary grades, and I want to share with you my personal favorite. Hi and welcome. Thanks for joining me. I am a young homeschool mom to a couple of kids. I have a preschooler and then I have a kindergartner who's doing like half kindergarten, half first grade work. She's a little advanced for her age. I'm also a homeschool graduate, and so it has been fun for me learning to teach rather than be the student in the homeschool situation. And another thing I love about this end of homeschooling is I love the research involved. I love seeing what's out there. There are so many options. Some of us might argue there are too many options at this point, and that it's a lot to dig through, especially as a newer homeschooler. But I love seeing what's out there. I love seeing what people have created and come up with. And today I want to talk about what we are using for grammar this year. And it has gone so well for us. I definitely plan to continue with the next level. And I want to just kind of share a little bit about it with you today. That is First Language Lessons for the Well-Trained Mind, Level 1. And I hope the glare isn't too much on this for you. I know my lighting isn't the best, so sorry if it's very glary on this book, but I am loving this. This has not caused me any tears with my child at all. Like, there's some things that we love, and then every now and then there are tears, even though she continues to love it. This, I'm pretty sure, has always been an easy, happy day. So I lean classically toward the classical method of homeschooling. I am not an all-out classical homeschooler. We're not studying Greek mythology. We're not doing Latin. So there's some things that we're not incorporating. So I'm not like, I wouldn't say I am a classically educating my children, but I do like their method of education. I really like the trivium. I really like the memory work involved. I really like just some of the methods involved in classical homeschooling. So I have borrowed bits and pieces. And this curriculum is from a classical curriculum company. As a result, there is memorization in it. They memorize poems throughout, which my daughter actually, that's one of her favorite parts. They memorize the definition of the parts of speech. They memorize just bits and pieces, and none of it's arduous. None of it's like you sit down and spend some time memorizing it. They walk you through everything. They hold your hand. It's very scripted. So if you don't like scripted materials, this is not going to be a fit for you. I love scripted materials. Not because I need to know exactly what to say, but because if I look at exactly what I'm supposed to say, I then know exactly where they're getting at, exactly what they want the students to say, and I can branch out on my own from there. Like, I don't have to use the script, but having it there is super nice. It just takes the guesswork out of things for me. I don't like kind of a general idea and then be like, well, did I do it or did I not? So I love the scripting. Another thing I love about these lessons is they are short. I would say it adds maybe 2 to 5 minutes to our homeschool. It is super short. Again, one of the reasons probably there's no tears about this subject. There's no trouble with this subject, and she just does great. It's so short, and she's learning. Like, it's great if they love it. It's great if it's quick. It's great if it hits my homeschool style. But if she's not learning, then it's not really working, right? She's learning. She's retaining. I'm super happy with it. And it goes really slow, so she's not like leaps and bounds into grammar, but I don't need her to be leaps and bounds into grammar at kindergarten first stage. We're just introducing the ideas, a really gentle approach, and it's going super well. So I would like to just kind of give you a view inside, kind of let you see the way the lessons are laid out, the way it's scripted, just give you a brief view inside and let you see for yourself.
All right, let's show you inside. So we'll just open inside. There's about 100 lessons to each level, and just as reference of how slow this goes, because if your child's a little bit more advanced in first grade, this might even be too slow. Like I said, I think this has actually been perfect for my kindergartner who's just a hair advanced, because we are almost halfway through this book and we are still on nouns. We started with nouns and we're still on nouns. They address it with each thing. So when they introduce nouns, they do the definition. They have the child say it with you 3 times. So you have the instructor, and the normal text is what you say. The bold is what you say together, and then what you say, and then together. And then any notes to you are in italics. And then the student's responses are also in italics next to the student's response. So, like I said, super scripted. It just leaves you in no doubt of what they're trying to get at. And that's the length of the lesson. It's crazy short. So another lesson here. And then in between, and one of the reasons I kind of started here, is they have some story narration where you read a story and then you practice the student answering questions about the story. They also have some picture narrations. Let's see if I can find here. So where you look at a picture together and you talk some questions about it. You ask questions and they have to answer in full sentences, practicing complete thoughts, and all of that. Now, this goes so slow. So like I said, we're about halfway through this book. And if you had an advanced first grader, this would probably be too slow for them, but it's like been perfect for my advanced kindergartner. We're halfway through the book and we're still working on nouns. We started with nouns, and then they address each type of noun. So we've got person, place, thing, or idea, right? In the beginning, they just talk about persons. We talk about aunts and uncles. We talk about brothers and sisters. We talk about fathers and mothers. We talk about general people with different professions, and they do specify early on the difference between proper and common nouns, so they do work on that. And then they go to places, and then they go to things, and then they go to ideas, and we are just now in the ideas section, but they just take it so slow. And I think, again, why it's not intimidating to my daughter, like you can see, I've added my own poems here in exchange for some of the poems they want to memorize. They have like 4 or 5 poems altogether, and I just traded some out because it doesn't really matter. And there's some that I really like as opposed to some of the more generic ones that are in here. But the ones that are in here are just fine. The lessons, like I said, are super short. Like, we look at this picture, we answer this question, we're done. This lesson is this. Now, they have enrichment activities that are optional. I generally skip them, and some of the lessons also have copywork at the end. And again, because my daughter is so young, I also tend to skip those for her. I'm just working on her shaping her letters. I'm not introducing copywork for her at this point. And even though this is memory-based, it doesn't require a lot from you because they have you practice. So we're going to say this together 3 times. And that's your memory practice. And over the course of the book, they'll have it down pat if you just do what they say. Even the poem review, they tell you, review this poem once, review this poem twice, review this whatever. And you just do what they say. And it has been plenty slow enough for my 5-year-old to follow along. Like I said, here we're about halfway through and we're moving on from nouns into pronouns. So we say the definition of a pronoun together 3 times. That's your memory work. And then you answer some questions about it. You talk through it with them. And you're done. The next day, you'd say the definition of the pronoun together just once. You talk through these, or you review this poem. And so that's really what it looks like all the way through.
So hopefully that gives you an idea if it's something you're interested in. You kind of get to see the inside. Like I said, we love it. I don't feel like it's busy work. It's just not. It does what it needs to. It's sweet, simple, to the point for me. It gives me everything I need. It doesn't take a lot of time. My daughter likes it. I like it. I mean, it just checks all the boxes for me personally. We will plan to use level 2. I don't know if we're going to go into the level 3 and 4 for the simple reason that there is more work involved, but it's still extremely hands-on for the teacher. And as my children get older, I just need a little more independence from them in some of the subjects because I'm not gonna be able to handle 3 children who are all only 3 years apart, 3 or 4 years apart between all of them. And so as they get older, I'm gonna just need to move into more independent subjects. But while they're really little, I love this material. So hopefully you enjoyed seeing that. Hopefully this was helpful to you, and we will see you guys again soon.